For this RELAC project, we are working with farmers in the communities to develop climate change adaptation action plans, which are going to guide activities for the communities for the next coming years. For the community consultations, we have carried out very detailed consultations because we are adopting a bottom-up approach. So ensuring that the communities' views and challenges are captured at the grassroots level and all the way to be included in the Community Adaptation Action Plans and all the way into the county integrated development plans for further implementation.
We have 7 consultancies that we are rolling out. The one that we are handling at Barwesa or in Barwesa ward is on climate change issues, where we are having a consultant who is bringing in the community to see how they can adapt to climate change in their area, which programs they can recommend for rolling out to build resilience and to help us maintain and operate our structures for sustainability.
And my role basically has been to sit with the community members and work through a number of issues around climate change. In these 2 communities, the 2 major concerns on climate change are floods and drought. And drought, of course, as we all know, in the asals of Kenya, is a threat to livelihoods and a threat even to lives sometimes, and same with floods in these particular areas. And it's been my privilege to be able to just talk to the people about what are the issues, what are the impacts, what are the challenges, what are the losses they have suffered in the past, and how is it that we can deal with this, plan around this and deal with them in ways that will secure the livelihoods and keep them safe.
So the consultancy is about integrating climate change issues into Community Adaptation Action Plan. So we are actually engaging the community to come up with an action plan to make them resilient to climate changes now and in future.
We have used various approaches for the community participation. For example, hazard mapping, developing the community maps, mapping out which stakeholders are working in those project areas and what activities they're carrying out. And also, very importantly, mapping out the climate hazards, which informed the development of the climate change adaptation strategies. So it is a very layered approach that requires a lot of patience and a lot of guidance to the communities to ensure that we capture the real issues from the ground. We have done that in Turkana. We had 2 sites in Turkana, and now we have 1 site in Barwesa, which we will follow the same approach to ensure that we get everyone's input, all the community members who've showed up for the meetings, to ensure that we really guide them so that they're able to tell us what the real issues are, and then moving forward, looking for climate change adaptation strategies that respond to those issues and threats that have been raised by the community.
Basically, we've sat down, we have looked at the community maps, how far in times of space they would like to plan for. Some of the communities planned around the sub-locations, others decided to plan bigger. And so once we established what the boundaries are on the map, they did that very well through community mapping. We then established where the hazards are, where the flood plains are or where the flooding areas are, the wet season grazing areas, the dry season grazing areas, the hot spots for conflict whenever there is conflict in the areas. We then sat down to also just mull over the issues of how long some of those challenges have happened. We did the seasonal calendars, we did historical timelines, we worked with them through the listing of the hazards, listing of the challenges, and then we went on to look at the strategies. What are the strategies of responding to those hazards? And then we prioritized those strategies and came up with about 5, 6. In some communities, we came with as many as 8 that then the members of the planning team were able to work with the communities through to establish the actual community adaptation action plans.